Okay, I'm going to be working two problems on your lesson 5.5 of adding and subtracting fractions. The first problem you have is 1/5 plus 1/2. And as you look at the problem, you can tell that the denominators are not the same. One has a 5, the other one has a 2. For us to find, or for us to be able to add this fraction, we must have a common denominator that both of these numbers share. To find that common denominator, we find the multiples. So you can do a few multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Then you can do a few multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Right there, I noticed that 10 was the first multiple that these two denominators share. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to convert 1/5 to an equivalent or an equal fraction with the denominator of 10. Now, how did I get from 5 to 10? Well, I multiplied by 2. So I will do whatever you do to the denominator, you need to do the same exact thing to the numerator. So 1 times 2 is 2. If you look at the bottom fraction, how did I get from 2 to 10? I multiplied by 5. So I will do that to the top. 1 times 5 is 5. Now I'm ready to add my fractions. 2 and 5 is 7, and my denominator stays the same. Now, before you say 7/10 is my answer, you need to ask yourself, is this fraction simplified? And the answer is yes, because there's no factors that 7 and 10 share. All the numbers that we can multiply for 7 are just 1 and 7. And all the numbers we can multiply for 10 are 1 times 10 and 2 times 5. The only number that they share is 1. And if I were to use 1, I'm going to get the same fraction. So 1 does not work for us. So there, your fraction is simplified. And this is the answer, 7/10. The next fraction I'm going to do is number 9. This one is a subtraction fraction. We have 6/12 minus 1/3. Okay? Again, we look at our problem. We can see that our denominators are not the same. So I'm going to start with my multiples. I'll begin with my multiples of 12, 24, 36, 48. And then with 3, 6, 9, 12. And right away I noticed that 12 is the number that these denominators have in common. So I'm going to change it to 12. 12 times 1 gives me 12. So I have to do the same exact thing to the numerator. So 6 times 1 is 6. Since we kept the same denominator, you keep the same fraction. Then on the bottom, 3 times 4 is 12. So 1 times 4 is 4. And now I'm able to subtract my numerators. 6 minus 4 is 2. And my denominator stays at 12. Now when I look for factors that these two numbers share, I know that 2 times 1 is equal to 2. I also know that 2 times 6 is equal to 12. So I cross out my 2 and I'm left with 1/6. 1/6 is the simplifying answer for 2/12.